A literature review becomes confusing very quickly. You find useful papers, forget why you saved them, lose important quotations, mix cross-sectional studies with longitudinal studies, and eventually end up with 30 browser tabs and no clear conclusion. So let me show you how to create and manage a complete systematic review in one place using CitedEvidence. I open CitedEvidence and log into my account. From the left menu, I select Deep Research and Reading. At the top of the page, I can enter my research topic. I also see the available modes: Summary, Deep, Detailed, and Agents. For this demonstration, I select Deep because I want more than a basic explanation. I want a broad investigation that searches for studies, compares evidence, and creates a structured research report. Next, I scroll to the Research Agents section. I select the Literature category so I can see agents designed specifically for academic research. There are several options here. The preprint tracker can help locate recent preprints. The bibliometric analyst is useful for studying citations, authors, and research networks. The research gap finder helps identify areas that have not been studied properly. For this workflow, I select the Systematic Literature Review agent. A template appears in the main research box. I replace the sample topic with my own detailed instruction. Conduct a systematic literature review on the relationship between sleep duration, sleep quality, and metabolic syndrome in middle-aged adults. Follow PRISMA guidelines, search multiple databases, compare cross-sectional and longitudinal studies, and synthesize findings with proper citations. This research instruction is clear and focused. I have stated the population, the main exposures, the health outcome, the study designs I want to compare, and the review method. I click the arrow to start. The system opens the research workspace and displays my prompt at the top. Below it, the agent work section begins processing the task. This section is useful because it separates the agent's research process from the final report. While the review is running, the system may search for studies about sleep duration, sleep timing, sleep quality, insomnia, symptoms, wake time, and metabolic syndrome. It may also identify studies that examine obesity, blood pressure, glucose regulation, and other metabolic indicators. Once the work is complete, the research report appears. I begin by checking the title and scope. The report should remain focused on sleep characteristics and metabolic syndrome in middle-aged adults. If it becomes too broad and starts discussing unrelated sleep disorders, I can use a follow-up question to narrow it. Next, I review the search and screening sections. A systematic review should clearly explain how studies were identified and compared. I look for database information, search terms, eligibility rules, excluded study types, and the final group of studies included in the synthesis. I also check whether the report separates cross-sectional evidence from longitudinal evidence. This distinction is very important. A cross-sectional study may show that poor sleep and metabolic syndrome appear together at one point in time. However, a longitudinal study can examine whether poor sleep predicts future metabolic risk. They do not provide the same type of evidence, so I do not want them mixed together without explanation. Now I move to the main findings. The review may show that very short sleep duration is associated with a higher risk of metabolic syndrome. It may also identify links involving later sleep timing, longer sleep latency, poor sleep quality, or early wake time. Some studies may report a relationship between sleep problems and existing metabolic syndrome, while other studies may show that certain sleep patterns predict future risk. This is where the systematic review becomes more useful than reading papers separately. Instead of seeing isolated results, I can compare which findings appear repeatedly and where studies disagree. The report may also generate charts or visual comparisons. For example, one chart could compare the strength of associations across different sleep characteristics. Another could separate findings for short sleep, long sleep, poor sleep quality, and irregular sleep timing. I review these visuals carefully and use them to identify larger patterns. However, I still check the underlying references before treating any visual result as final evidence. Now I open the Research Notes panel on the right side. This allows me to create notes while reading the report. I click the plus button and create a note titled Sleep and Metabolic Syndrome, Main findings. Inside the note, I write, very short sleep duration, poor sleep quality, long sleep latency, and early wake time appear repeatedly across the reviewed studies. Longitudinal evidence should be separated from cross-sectional associations. This note gives me a quick summary that I can return to later. Next, I create another note titled Conflicting Evidence. In this note, I record disagreements between studies. For example, some studies report a strong relationship between total sleep duration and metabolic syndrome, while others suggest sleep quality and timing may be more important than duration alone. Keeping conflicting evidence is important. A literature review should not only save results that support my expected conclusion. I also create a note called Methods to Compare. Here, I record differences in study methods. Check how each study defines short sleep. Compare self-reported sleep with device-measured sleep. Record whether metabolic syndrome was measured using the same diagnostic criteria. This note may later help me explain heterogeneity in the review. I can create another note titled Potential Research Gap. I write, more longitudinal research may be needed using objective sleep measurements and consistent metabolic syndrome criteria across different populations. These notes help me build the structure of my future paper while the evidence is still fresh. Instead of reading the full report again every time, I can open the Notes panel and quickly review my key findings, methodological concerns, and research gaps. When I identify an especially important study, I can save or upload it to my library. Inside my library, I can create folders such as cross-sectional studies, longitudinal studies, sleep duration, sleep quality, and research gaps. This gives every paper a clear place instead of leaving everything mixed inside one long list. I can also use descriptive columns in the library to display information such as summarized abstracts, results, conclusions, methods used, limitations, or literature survey notes. That means I can compare important information across several papers without opening each PDF repeatedly. Now I return to the systematic review report and scroll to the reference section. I check the article titles, journal information, publication years, and any identifiers provided. Before using the references in my own paper, I verify that the cited studies support the claims attached to them. At the bottom, I use the follow-up box to ask more specific questions. I type, create a table separating cross-sectional and longitudinal studies. Then I ask, which sleep factor appears most consistently associated with metabolic syndrome? I can also ask, compare studies using self-reported sleep with studies using objective sleep measurements. Another helpful follow-up is, identify the main limitations reported across the included studies. Finally, I ask, write a short research gap paragraph based on this review. These follow-up questions turn the first report into a more focused research tool. Once I am satisfied, I use the available buttons beneath the report to copy, save, download, or share the output. And that completes the demonstration. I started with a research question, selected a specialist systematic review agent, generated a structured evidence report, compared different study designs, reviewed visual findings, recorded important observations in research notes, organized valuable papers in my library, examined the references, asked targeted follow-up questions, and saved the final output. The result is not just a generated answer. It is an organized research workspace where my papers, findings, questions, references, and personal notes can remain connected throughout the entire project.